MYRetreat and Milkworx came together to create impact beyond the Chocolate Mindfulness Retreat. Together, we made a $1,000 donation of Freeze It Flat to families in Grand Cayman. We reached out to lactation specialists in the Cayman Islands to identify families who would benefit most, namely parents who are bottle feeding and breastfeeding their babies. And so, with that, I'm going to pause and introduce the one and only Jill, founder of Milkworx. She is a shining example of leadership with heart. Her commitment to supporting parents and giving back shows what it means to be a role model for women entrepreneurs everywhere. Jill, thank you for being here with me.
I'm honored to be here, and your ability to make people sound amazing is just second to none. I adore you, and I appreciate you. And could you please introduce me everywhere, always?
At your service. So, for MYRetreat, this partnership is a reflection of my personal mission of making every place that I go to or am a part of better than when it started. And so it just made perfect sense when you said yes to joining us at the Chocolate Mindfulness Retreat this year that we needed to give your product to the community where my family calls home. So, let's first say that we have a surprise at the end of our conversation. So definitely stay tuned so that collectively we can hear how we're going to actually do something similar all over again at the end of our conversation. So with that, I would love to ask you a few questions. Are you game?
I'm always game.
Woo woo.
Fire away. Let's go.
All right. What inspired you to create Milkworx and specifically Freeze It Flat?
So, what inspired me to do it was just being an engineer solving my own problem. This was never something that I ever intended to become a business. I never intended for it originally to be a patented product that thousands and thousands of parents are using. It was strictly, we had to solve our own problem while living in Singapore of cramming as much milk as possible into a tiny, tiny little freezer. And we did that for us. And then it was moving back to the States and finding out that other people might want one. That's when we started to problem solve of how do we actually make this as a thing that other people can use it. Just the pure need of like, oh, somebody needs one? Sure, I can make it. And it started as helping a handful of people and it's just grown from there and it's been awesome.
This is one of my favorite founder stories. I love hearing that. It will never get old. Tell me, you've helped so many parents with Freeze It Flat. What does it mean to you to be able to give back through the donation that we gave in the Cayman Islands?
I think so. We've been running this business for 7 years officially, 10 years as a product. And even that far into it, even as a six-figure business, I still get butterflies in my face hurts when I see real parents saying, this solved a problem for me. Because I think there's a piece of me fundamentally that's like, well, it's not that big of a deal. It's just me. How could it really be something so impactful? And so being able to meet with the two doulas that we met, or doula and lactation consultant that we met in Grand Cayman, and see and talk about and hear and feel that it's making a difference internationally. Not just the States, not just Singapore where we started, but it's still just really cool, really humbling to get the comments that are like, yep, this is it. This is the thing I didn't know I needed.
Woo!
And just compliments of that is just, it doesn't get old yet. It's
Ah,
still little kid.
yeah, giving me chills over here. All right. So you are absolutely a role model. Your leadership and generosity are phenomenal. And the way that you describe it is humble and yet powerful because your product really helps families. So let's talk a little bit more. One thing I admire about Milkworx is how practical and innovative Freeze It Flat is. What feedback do you hear most from parents who use it?
The word that I hear the most, which I absolutely love, is game changer.
Mm,
I think the sometimes the simplest of solutions have the most impact, and I think that's the one where people look at it and it's like, well, it's not fancy, it's not complicated, but it works.
right.
And so to be able to see people really get half their freezer back, not have to buy an extra deep freezer, living in the same situation we were, where it's like, this is the space you have in a tiny, metro apartment. to be able to see people like, okay, that fundamentally actually solved a problem is is so cool.
Yes, yes, yes. Uh, so my almost final question is, how do you see partnerships like this shaping the future of Milkworx?
Ooh, so I've never built this to be the thing that has to be me and my. Like
Mhm.
I've never seen this as my baby and my business. I've always seen this as how do I help it reach as many people as possible? How do I help get this to a broader audience? And I think one of the things I've heard is that if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Right. So having partnerships, be it the doulas and the lactation consultants and the individuals that are helping spread the word and see the benefit of this as a product, or being other organizations that are talking to thousands and thousands of moms every month. That's how we reach more parents. And so I can only be effective when people know that I exist. And so, still being a small business, like it's absolutely imperative to work with and through other people to get the word out. And honestly, that to me holds so much more weight than me standing on a mountain saying, look how great my thing is. Right. Like it's not me as a person. And I don't ever want to be that person. I don't pay for reviews. I don't pay for posts, so just to have the audience that's organically talking about it and spreading the word and using it is absolutely fundamentally where I want this to be and live and grow. And so any partnership I have with somebody, just to be able to give back a little bit for some of that, um, just the positive relationship and talking about me and my product is the easiest, simplest thing for me to do, is to be like, here, have a few more. Like, this is amazing. So,
So genuine.
yeah.
One of the thousand reasons why I love you. Okay. So, if you could leave one message for parents who are bottle feeding breast milk and trying to make it all work, what would you want them to hear?
One piece of advice. Um, this is coming from a place of having been a parent in Asia and a parent in the States, and the stark contrast I saw differently. The advice is that it takes a village. You need the support from other people. And especially when it comes to something like breastfeeding, where we hear, oh, but it's natural. Yeah, but so is walking. And I've seen a toddler try to do that on their own. It's not great, right? Like this takes support. You need help. You aren't meant to do this alone. And so if I can be a piece of that village and saying, making this little slice of the niche of your life easier, great. But just make sure you're getting support in all of the other things that come with raising small humans.
Yeah.
100%. None of this is meant to be done alone.
That analogy is incredible. It needs to be heard. All right. Well, now we've come to that point where we're going to do a giveaway. I have one Freeze
Drum
It Flat
roll.
invisible. There it is. Freeze It Flat inside of here. That's going to be gifted to one of our local community resources here in Rochester, New York. And you are located where?
I'm in Denver.
In Denver. So all the way from Denver, this was shipped to me. Thank you, thank you. And I'm going to gift it to one of these four organizations: La Leche League of Rochester, Beautiful Birth Choices, Willow Domestic Violence Center, or the YWCA of Rochester and Monroe County. So I have my random number generator pulled up. We're going to put in a 1 through 4, and uh, there's the drum
Drum
roll. I knew it was going to be
roll.
coming. Survey says the winner is Willow Domestic Violence Center. So, congratulations.
Yay.
I will deliver it this week. And so excited for the family that will get to receive it and see the difference it makes to freeze their milk.
Love it. Love it.
All right. Well, I thank you again for being a part of the Chocolate Mindfulness Retreat. We do have another one coming up in December of this year, the 14th through the 19th. It is for executive women to connect, play, and rest through daily masterminds, adventure, and cuisine. And for those who don't know, I'm Melissa Mueller-Douglas, CEO of MYRetreat. I help companies with team building using chocolate, not trust falls. I am a volleyball player, lifelong learner, world traveler, and someone you can't catch imposter syndrome from, because I don't have it. Until then, you'll take
I
good,
adore you for that.
good care.
So great to see you.